Good second half. First half, obviously a little frustrated and struggled there, but really good second half. Played off our defense and shared the ball and got to the glass and did some good things. And so, I think the biggest thing with this team is just figuring out, all right, we're off to a pretty good start, but how do we go from, how do you go from good to great? And you're going to have to go from good to great to really good to elite, basically in 4 different sections of the season. And this team's capable of getting to the highest level, but got to figure out right now how to get this group to get. We got to go another step now, especially as we head into a great opportunity and a really, really good part of our schedule.
What do you think was the biggest difference with your team in the second half?
Stopped, shared the ball, got to the paint, played off some 2 feet, drove and kicked it, extra pass. Good threes. The defensive end of the floor. And just our surge and our energy just better.
When the guys were here, we were talking about that 20-2 run in the second half, and they were talking about how they kind of fed off that momentum. Is that what you're trying to preach to your guys, as far as, we get some big plays like that, we get defensive stops, that kind of lets us be who we are?
Yeah, if we're not who we are, and this is probably for majority of all teams, you're average. If we are who we are or who we're trying to be, then we can be really good. And, we have to start on the defensive end so we can play in transition, so we can play with a great pace, and we can share the ball. And I just thought the second half those guys responded, and guys that need to respond. Jacoby, we sat him for a while in the first half. Nick, frustrated with him a little bit in the first half. I thought both those guys really responded. And then, Harka making shots and, was big. And then Justin being ready off the bench, giving us good effort.
Coach, you talked about the need for this team to build a lead. You had a lead in the first half. They tied it at halftime. This time in the second half, when you had the chance, y'all completed the job. You got to be pretty happy about that today.
Yeah, and I just thought we just kept defending, kept getting stops, and then, you got to make shots too, and we made some shots, and that helped really. Harkham hit back-to-back threes to stretch it out a little bit.
How big was it for getting Ellington going early in the second half? You said you're frustrated with him this play in the first half, but those 2 dunks that he had.
Yeah, I just thought his energy was better, his effort was better. We really wanted to make a point of emphasis to the glass, the paint, the post feeds in this game, and there's an area we thought we could be good in. And it just when you're not executing on the offensive end and you're playing against set defense and people are really, really clogging up the paint, it can get a little nasty for a little bit. And, we got to be able to, move the ball, share the ball, cut, just play the right way. And I thought the second half they did. Nick responded. We need him because we need a post threat down there. And, challenge Chiron to be ready to go and have a good week of practice. And because we're going to need both those guys in Bowling Green.
I thought someone who was huge for you in the first half was Alden. Off the bench for you. Can you assess how he did?
Yeah, I think there's some give and take there, and I thought he did. He gave us a couple big moments, but we still got to make sure we're making the right plays for us. When we're driving, are we driving to score in a game where we need to be drive to kick sometimes? And so, though he gave us a lift a little bit in that stretch where he took the lead. He made a 3, he got to the paint. A biggest challenge for him is just to, continue to play within yourself and understand you got to be really good defensively for us. You got to be on the glass, and then just let the offense, come to you because you're going to get opportunities.
I think both the guys that we talked to were saying how much different the locker room felt after this win compared to the last one, and they feel like they need to experience more of that. You feel that way?
In the sense of winning, playing the right way in the second, yeah. We were up 13 the other night, and we got a post feed to go up 15, and we turn it over lackadaisical. We need to play the right way there. You make a good play there, you go up 15 or 16. They may not be able to respond, and so, yeah, I was glad they responded. I'm glad they competed on the defensive end, and we were able to really kind of win this one going away.
How are you feeling right now after this game today?
Man, I feel good. I just know it's a long season, and I'm more thinking about the big picture to where, I really like this team, so I'm trying to figure out how we can compete for a conference championship that I think we're more than capable of going after. And I felt really good about this team since we came together in the summer, and so that's what I'm more thinking about right now, how to take the next step.
Well, something with Nick that really showed up today was his footwork down low. He really faked some guys out. That's something he's been working on quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you'd ask the coaches that work at the Post guys. I'm I'm always on them about they ain't good enough. They're not. I'm saying they're not playing well enough. They gotta play better. We need more from them. They got to do this right. They got to do that, because I understand how important those two guys are. You know what I mean? They're both really, really huge pieces for our program. They're both individually really, really good players, and so I'm when I'm watching them play, I'm envisioning the highest level they possibly can be at, and so we got to keep challenging them to be that. But man, I think the world of those two guys. They've both been through a lot, in their lives. They've got a lot of similarities, though their games are very different. They've got a lot of similarities off the floor, and so it's my job. We talked about as a team, right? How can you be the best version of yourself? Is to hold yourself accountable, and it's my job to hold those two guys accountable, and the coaches that coach them, and position coaches to hold them accountable to getting it done. And so, Nick is one of the top big guys in our league, and tonight he showed some force that we need and that we haven't always gotten from him.
How important was it to do this at home? Because after the last game, you talked about how you not played your best at home this year.
Yeah, it was good. It was good just to go on a run at home and have some noise and have some energy, and that was good, man. To get up and make them call a couple timeouts, and I didn't have to call a timeout all in the second half. Just the one in the first half when they, I think really when Kobe gave up that layup, but it was good just to make some shots, get some stops, playing transition, and really just have fun playing, a good version of Murray State basketball.
And then Jacoby, I think he scored something like 13 or 15 points at one point.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to. He didn't play well in the first half. I didn't play him. I sat him down. He's an older guy. He's a senior point guard. He's been with us 3 years. He knows what we expect. The great thing is he responded, and I thought had a really, really good second half.